Now, I know, a lot of you are probably tired of hearing me talk about the flat Earth, and I think I will take a break from it after this video. But it has been a while since the Falcon Heavy launched and shot Starman towards Mars. So I thought I would revisit it because I figured by now the flat Earth community will have a bit more of a cohesive idea or hypothesis of what's going on. So let's take some time to evaluate a video that claims to take some of the best proofs that this event was fake.
If you think for 1 second that SpaceX and NASA aren't connected, you better check the facts.
Under our ELV certification agreement, we're undertaking vigorous engineering reviews with the Air Force. To date, we've delivered more than 30,000 data items to the Air Force and provided total access to our internal systems to more than 300 government officials for certification. And we hope to complete that certification this year.
You do know that the Air Force is not the same thing as NASA, don't you? This information was handed over to the Air Force for certification in order for SpaceX to be entered into the EELV program. The EELV is a program of the Air Force, so of course they're going to have to go through the Air Force. But in this clip, Musk was actually complaining about this. Before the snippet that you showed, he said this.
In order to be certified as an ELV provider, SpaceX has had to meet a number of requirements that were never demanded of the incumbent provider.
He's saying that the Air Force was demanding a lot from them, and he wasn't happy about it. In fact, they sued the Air Force in order to gain access to the program. Now, that being said, SpaceX has worked for NASA before, or to be more precise, NASA has paid them several times in contracts for launches as well as to develop technologies. That's kind of what SpaceX does.
And major props to Jeranism for catching the fact that SpaceX was allowed to modify a recording of its live stream of Starman on YouTube. I wonder how many times they've gotten away with it in the past.
Okay, so SpaceX edited their Falcon Heavy launch stream, not the Starman stream. But I mean, so what? If you look at these videos that are proving that they edited the stream, you find that they really didn't do anything nefarious. They just fixed the errors that they made during the broadcast. Now, the Flat Earthers claim that they took the same original stream and edited its contents, while others in the comments are claiming that there were two separate videos or streams, the original one being deleted in favor of the corrected one. Now, I don't really know which one's true, but I really don't care because it's ultimately of no consequence. Oh, so now they're showing the landing videos of both of the boosters instead of accidentally duplicating one of them? Oh no, they're rewriting history! How many times has it happened before? Does it really matter? There were plenty of people who still watched it live.
Shoot, that in of itself should make your spidey sense tingle. That is, if you're genuinely interested in finding the truth. Unfortunately, many of you who watch this are only interested in trying to discredit or make a mockery of those who are pointing such things out, you religious nutjobs. Your actions and reactions reveal everything about you and your religious fanaticism with quote-unquote space. But I digress.
What if I'm genuinely looking at everything you're saying and I find it totally unconvincing? What if I'm evaluating all of the evidence and I come to the same conclusion that all physicists and astronomers have come to since the ancient Greeks? Am I a religious nutjob, a superstitious fanatic because I don't agree with you? I have my reasons and I explain them, and unlike you, I can handle the fact that other people disagree with me.
Number 1 came with the reveal of the Tesla Roadster and Starman in space with this shot. Yep, you've all seen it. When the rocket pop-top opens, the flash of bright light we see is because the aperture of the camera was wide open, because the inside of the rocket room the car and dummy were in was very dark. But the aperture quickly closes automatically because of all the light now bombarding the Tesla Roadster directly from the sun and from the sun's reflected light off the Earth, or so we are meant to think that's how it works. With the camera's aperture wide open inside the dark room, when the rocket first opens, we should see it pick up the stars in the background. After all, we're continually told by the space agencies we don't see the stars in their space footage because of the amount of ambient light coming from the Earth. But with the lens wide open and able to receive all the light from the stars, they don't show up? even for a split second? And when the camera floats around and is pointed into the deep dark blackness of space, and the supposed light from the sun and ambient light from the Earth is behind the camera, we don't even see a couple of the brightest stars? You're kidding, right?
For the record, it's not just the aperture. Exposure is also determined by the ISO and shutter speed. Anyway, before the fairing opens, you can see that there are lights shining on the car, both by the fact that it's illuminated, but also by the reflections. Now, I have no idea how bright these lights are, but it's pretty difficult to see stars with virtually anything raising the exposure. In fact, I tried to take a picture of the stars the other night, and no amount of fiddling with the settings could bring anything into view. Now, granted, this was during a full moon in an area with a massive amount of light pollution, but the point still stands. It's difficult to take pictures of stars, especially if the camera's focused on something else that is illuminated. That being said, I did see one star in the stream. Just the one. So there's that.
Okay, number 2. I saw quite a few YouTubers pick up on this quickly, right after dissecting the footage of Starman floating in front of an image of the Earth. And they are spot on. Watch closely the CGI glitch of the Earth in the background as the Tesla floats in front of it. Did you see it? Watch it again. This time slowly. Now, why is this significant? Because Starman and his red chick magnet of a car didn't glitch. It was only the background of the moving image, meaning it's a layered video feed. If it was a camera glitch, you would see Starman, his Tesla, and the Earth all glitch simultaneously, in the same way, in the same direction, and all recover at the same time. You don't, because it was just one layer of the video suffering this glitch, while the video feed of Starman and his hot ride, the top layer, was consistent. Busted.
No, that makes no sense. First, we should understand exactly what this glitch is, and to put it simply, the stream was trying to show 2 points of time together, and what we see is the discrepancy between those 2 points in the video capture. So then it's easy to see why the Tesla didn't glitch, because it was in the exact same position within the shot at both points. The camera is affixed to the Roadster, so of course it's going to be still, and technically it is glitching, but since there's no difference between those 2 points, there's no discrepancies. That is, except for the shadows on the car and on Starman, which do glitch, and that kind of proves you wrong.
Okay, number 3. The last one I'll point out today is the anomaly, I call it, on the Earth image video layer here. Look through the Tesla windshield and you can see the dark spot going from left to right. It looks like a long space turd. Unfortunately, Elon, it looks like a few pixels on your flat screen just went out.
Well, if we look at the Starman stream, about 8 minutes before that point, we can see that he's above Oceania, this being Borneo, this being New Guinea, and this being Australia. About 3 minutes after that, we can clearly see Australia, albeit rotated from what we're used to, like so. And after Starman makes a rotation, we get this clip. This would be above Australia from this perspective, so what's up there? New Caledonia. It's just an outstretched island, or at least a collection of islands with the biggest one being outstretched like this, and that's exactly what Space Turd looks like.
I have no idea what that is or why it appeared on the video layer other than it's not supposed to be there because we've never seen a long black turd floating above the clouds in any of the other hundreds of Earth shots we are spoon-fed from the government space agencies.
No, it looks like New Caledonia's there. Satellites have been taking pictures of islands for a long time. And it's not above the clouds. There's hardly any clouds around it, and none above it or underneath it for that matter. Now, the angle of the sun and Earth makes the water look brighter since that's where it's reflecting the sun's light. And that makes a big contrast between the land and the water. That's really all there is to it. It's just an island.
The faking of space continues. You are being lied to. But to many of you watching, Elon said it's real, so it must be. And a lot of people think it's real, so it must be. CNN said it's real, so for damn sure it must be. Don't think for yourself. I mean, no one has ever fooled you before, and they certainly aren't now, right? You're so smart, and your faith is so strong.
right, and it's not possible that you're wrong about something, because you know all the ins and outs of astronomy, geography, space exploration, videography, etc., and there's no way you could be mistaken about any of it. And there's absolutely no way that anybody has a good reason to disagree with you. Stop acting like you're better than everyone else, because you're not.